We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. And we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people they know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about these days, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. But people didn't know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about these steps, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. When I fall in love, 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 it will be forever, or I'll never ever fall in love again. Greetings, one and all. What's up? It is your brother from another mother and father, the one, the only, King Simon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause. Family, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you, family? How's everything? Of course, the starting song for the program is One Life to Live. That's one of my songs that I wrote in the 90s. And that particular song or lyrics will be turned into a children's book very soon.
That, and of course, the other song that you usually hear, Black and White Story. And I have a few other books that I will be, or songs that I will be creating books out of and add a little depth to what I was saying in the song. So I have numerous amount of songs that I've written back in the 80s and 90s, even into the 2000s, but I never recorded, just copywritten them, but I never recorded them. So I am excited about that. I am looking for reasonable uh, illustrators. I'm looking for reasonable illustrators to show forth their illustrational skills. You could be coming straight out of school. If you're new and you're coming straight out of school, please, by all means, send me your resume and or at least a bio about or in some at least 3 different artworks that you've done as far as with illustration or people. The best email to send it to, I will give you that right now. The best email to send it to will be, let me see, make sure that I have it here. Did I put my email up in here yet? I guess I have not put my email up on the banner. Let me erase this and let me see, start that. Let me get rid of that. And let me create this. So yes, those that may be illustrators. My email, my quick fast email is I am King Simon at Gmail. That's I am King Simon at gmail.com. Okay. So you can email me for if you're an illustrator. Definitely looking for an illustrator. My email again is I am King Simon at gmail.com. Okay, so I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. You can see that. My email, I am King Simon at gmail.com. For Numerovation merch or Numerovation merch and products, you can go to kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. And of course, the merchandise includes, of course, the book. If you want the hardcover copy, you can actually go through kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. If you want the soft cover, and it takes a little longer for the hardcover because Lulu has a different way than Amazon. So I'm using Lulu for my hardcover production. But Amazon, you can go to amazon.com and put Numerovation King Simon, and you will get the soft cover, which is much more faster. Lulu takes a little bit of time because they have to print and do all kinds of stuff. But I do respect their time and what is being done. And the hardcover book looks very good. First time I'm doing a hardcover book. Most of the covers and the softcover book look very good too. So you can get the softcover on Amazon.com, or you can get the hardcover on kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com/products. Okay, so if you want to get those the merchandise and the product, you're more than welcome to do so. Or you can get the all around shirt. This all around shirt, Numerovation for mental stability, all around shirt through the same website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Also, I have cups. I have fanny packs. I have different types of Numerovation stuff, different types of quotes and all that kind of stuff on that same kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Okay. I want to thank each and every one of you for your continual support. Those that have already sent or have paid for the books, they're on their way. I did mail out a good portion of the books this Saturday past. I did mail out some books, so look out for them to come in the mail. And if you do see them, and if you do get them, please post it that you did receive. Hit me up on Instagram that you would tag me on Facebook if you did receive your book. Please, please, please do that to let people know that you did receive the book and enjoy it. Read it all the way through from from the front to the back. It is a reference book, so you can go to your particular number in different segments of the book. But again, it's a book about numerovation for mental stability. And as it says in the front of the book, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. So the book is actually another motivational book, self-help. I emphasize self-help. It's an ancient age. It's not new age. I don't call it new age. It's time to take it back and call it the ancient age that it comes from. And this, like I said in the book, is tip of the iceberg information, but it is a information that will help give you guidance if you really want the guidance. If you really want to use it, it will work for you. If you don't want to use it, it's totally up to you. As people know, as I do a lot of sessions, I tell people all the time, look, numbers don't lie, especially natural numbers connected to us don't lie. People lie to themselves when they don't at least try to do the work, because a lot of people just don't want to do the work, and that's usually the problem. And if you don't want to do the work, I totally understand. Sometimes it's hard, but it can get even harder. And those who want to do a numerovation consultation with me, you're more than welcome to text me at 347-496-1022. If you live outside of the United States, let me repeat that. If you live outside of the United States, i.e., Canada, the Caribbean, except for Puerto Rico or Hawaii or the U.S. Virgin Islands, Europe, England, Africa, use WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp. And I want to remind everybody that I only use PayPal and Cash App. So I know PayPal can be used internationally around the world. So if you use PayPal and you're calling me or texting me throughout WhatsApp, please text me. Do not call me. Text me, because most times I'm busy. I'm doing something. Some people text at all kinds of hours, but please, I will get back to you within 24 to 72 hours. 24 to 72 hours. So if you do want to do a numerovation consultation, I do not do readings. I want to make it very clear. A lot of people like to say readings and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm here to consult you. I'm here to advise you. I'm here to give you guidance. I'm here to show you that the study of numbers, or what is dubbed as numerology, I am changing those paradigms. Numerovation is the evolution of numerology now. It's time to evolve and use it for higher guidance and higher levels, and to stay motivated. And that's why this particular program that I'm doing is going to help those who take it on and willing to listen carefully. Remember, numerovation or numerology is applied mathematics. All you have to do is apply it, just like math, as far as the math that we use in arithmetic and different other things. If you apply the math on the math exam, then it will work for you, and they will give you an A, B, or C, depending on how much answers you've gotten from the questions that you receive, especially if you got right answers. So this is a form of applied mathematics. You just need to learn how to apply your numbers, and they will guide you. Once again, subscribe to the channel, YouTube, and also my new channel, Numerovation Nation, the Numerovation Nation. As you can see, scrolling at the bottom here, please share, like, subscribe to King Simon Presents and the Numerovation Nation on YouTube. And once again, the website is kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. First and foremost, let me big up a few of the sponsors. Although I did, but I want to make sure I'm clear. Of course, we have our brother, Dr. Lloyd Strayhorn, or Baba Lloyd Strayhorn. Baba only means father. world-renowned astronumerology. He brought the best of two worlds, astronumerology. And you can sign up for his Udemy course. And in order to enroll, please go to his website to save some money at www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. It teaches a basic numerology class, and I do suggest everyone take his class before they come to me for my class, because I'm going to be doing King Simon's holistic Numerovation course. Learn the BATH method. That is a method that I have created or may have recreated. I don't see anybody with it, so I know that I've created, and how to apply your numbers from a basic level. And if you want to grow into it, of course, there's always going to be recommended reading. My books are all part of my class curriculum. So if you get my books, those are all part of my class curriculums. But to apply it, to see beyond, that's the BATH. The acronym BATH is beyond, around, tracking, or the trajectory of the number, and hearing the numbers. Why do we hear the numbers? Learn to track the numbers throughout your life. Look around and see all the dimensions of the numbers. What's the flow lines? Why the flow lines exist? Why is there a connection? See beyond the numbers. What is beyond? Where does the number take you beyond where you're at, where you need to go, where it has taken me beyond where I was at and where I needed to go? Help me recognize who are challenges and who are either challenged to my best or my worst. And like I said, before you take my class, take the basics from Baba Lloyd Strayhorn and go to his website, www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. Also, big up to my brother, the Copper Child, Mike Ill, the Copper Child, Mike Ill, of course, and his great crowns that he advertised and that various people throughout the whole community is wearing. Hit him up at 212-256-1358. That's 212-256-1358. His IG is I Skate New York. That's his IG, Instagram, I Skate New York. Also, Janelle Lewis, Miss Janelle Lewis. Look at this beautiful sister. She is a licensed real estate salesperson and consultant. And her number is 347-866-1153. No matter where you are on this planet, if you are considering to buy property or buy land, she is a good contact. Like she says on this flyer, let's talk about your goals and review your financial credentials. She will help consult. She's a realtor consultation. She does realty consultation. She can help give you guidance on what needs to be done if you want to buy land, commercial property, residential property, whatever you want to go, loft, rent an apartment, Airbnb, whatever. She does it all. She's very good. I've recommended numerous people, and numerous people have been satisfied with her service. Also, one of my partners in Vibes, the one, the only Empress Aisha Amour, big up to her, and myself. We do a regular program with guests at King Simon Presents. That's KSP Family. That's right. We do a regular YouTube broadcast. So we're looking to have some more people coming up in December, and I'll be doing a few interviews in December also, I'm understanding. And I'm maybe doing Melanin Monday with Red Pill this coming next Monday, and that will be December the 7th, and that's very important. I like that number 7 energy on a Monday. And so hopefully Red will get me the flyers, and we will do so. I will definitely be there tuning up the audience about Numerovation and how to use it. Also, her Empress Aisha Moore's particular product is Womillion Adornments. It's Womillion Adornments, an orgasmic experience. I've seen sisters. I've literally walked with sister on the streets of Harlem, and people stop her because of her products, her earrings, because they seem to pull people in. So and she hand makes them, her children helps her to hand make it, and they hand make it with the peace and love that they have to offer. So make sure you show her some love, show her some support, and DM her. That's one way to get in contact. You could DM her at WomillionAdornments.com. That's Womillion dash adornments. That's in Instagram. But also for spiritual upliftment, self-esteem consultation, or someone to speak with, contact Empress Aisha Moore. Email her at empressaishaamore@gmail. That's Empress Aisha Amore at Gmail, as you can see. And for Cash App love, you want to show some love, hit her up at Cash App. That's $ Empress Amore. That's $ Empress Amore. And PayPal, that's Aisha McBride at gmail.com. That's Aisha McBride at gmail.com. Okay, so show us some respect, show us some love, show us some understanding, and she'll help you in whatever you want to do. Our next beautiful sponsor is Dr. McCabe. Pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. She's not only a acupuncturist, she's also a natural gynecologist. She has a doctorate, and she is a very sensitive Virgo number 6 that does her thing very well. She's helped me with one of my ailments as far as my arm was injured in martial arts years ago. But she did acupuncture. She was the first to really apply or do acupuncture on my body, and I let her do it in front of the audience. And she did a thing called cupping also, heated cups. And that arm has not hurt since. I can really attest to that. That arm she has definitely fostered the environment in the ligaments or the structure of my left arm, that it actually healed, and it hasn't had any pain. And I've been doing rollouts and flips and all kinds of stuff for a while after she did it. And she's the one. I could admit that. If you do want your 10% discount, she has a lot of good products on her website for viruses and different things. She does Chinese and African herbs. She's very good at what she does. And here it is. You can save 10% with the coupon code KING2020 at www.petalwise.com. And to place an order and to tag at Pedalwise or hashtag Pedalwise on all social media platforms. Show us some love, show us some support. Now, one thing I'd like to say, just in case, those who want to get my books, the rest of my books, if you plan on taking my class, please get this one. Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, on Amazon and Kindle. I think it's cheaper on Kindle if you want to get it via Kindle. Or you can go to my website. That's kingsigningproductions.wordpress.com. And here is Numbers Are Simple. Our Children's Health is Important. Get that book also, because it's going to deal, in my class, I do cover the segment of health. So it's very important that you do that. And it's available on Amazon and Kindle. Remember, these 2 books that I just mentioned and this 3rd book, No Promotion is Bad Promotion, a motivational book to understand the world of promotion from my perspective. Get these books on Amazon and Kindle. And remember, when you support me, you support Dr. Laila Africa's legacy. And I will also have in this description on the bottom, I'll even have connection to Dr. Laila Africa's website and his wife, Dr. Melanie Stevenson, Africa. So enough respect for them at all costs. And before we will start momentarily. I want to make sure, content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors or myself on this YouTube channel does not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster and or its sponsors, especially its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Okay. Now, before we get into what I want to get into, let's look at the flyer that I put out there. This particular one is going to be coming out of my new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Again, you can get the hardcover at kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. I am not signing. I've finished signing. The amount of people that I needed to get their signed copy came in. So after that, I'll just be sending it straight from the site to you. But Lulu takes a little bit longer. So to get the hardcover, please, 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 it is $40 for the hardcover and $24.99 for the soft cover. So $40 for the hardcover, $24.99 for the soft cover. So if you want to get the soft cover, you can go to Amazon. They have a better delivery system at this time. But if you want to come through me, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com/products, you can actually do that, and then I will send it to you directly. It won't be signed because all the signatures are done. But if you run into me or catch up with me, I will sign your copy wherever I am, especially if you bring the copy with you if I'm in your town, okay? But again, this particular program that's going to start momentarily will come from this book, and it will come from this book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated, and some from this book. So all my numerology book, I have 3 numerology books. That one, and of course, this new one that was released. So, and you can tell the evolution because I incorporate all various systems of numerology because I want people to look at it from a holistic perspective. It's not limited to just Pythagorean. It's not limited to Chaldean. It's not limited to Gematria. It's not limited to Japanese numerology or Chinese, because I speak about them all. And I touch on all, not limited to tarot numerology. Using all of them will help each and every one of us to see the full picture if you're willing to look at the picture. And this particular one is called How to Make Your Numbers a Friendly Reminder and Guide to Your Best Self. It's broadcasting on the Numerovation Nation, but I will also broadcast it briefly on King Simon Presents to guide people to the Numerovation Nation. Then I will take it off and put it on my Patreon from King Simon Presents. But the Numerovation Nation, you can actually subscribe to that particular channel right now, because that will be a teaching channel, will not be any interviews unless it's dealing with the same thing, either numerovation or dealing with numerology or dealing with astronumerology or dealing with astrology. Depends on who I will bring up for the interview. So again, scrolling on the bottom, please like, share, and subscribe to King Simon Presents and the Numerovation Nation on YouTube. And remember, the website is kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Also, to send any monetary love gift, you can use Cash App at $King Simon 3158. That's King Simon 3158. And PayPal.me/King Simon. That's PayPal.me/King Simon. And usually Super Chat, especially on King Simon Presents, there's Super Chat. But probably take off the Super Chat because, it's something going on with that. So let me take that off. And more than likely, it will just be, again, Cash App and PayPal. Okay, good. Now, let's get right into it. How to make your numbers a friendly reminder and guide to your best self. Now, this is for adults and children. Can be very helpful for you to give guidance to your children, give guidance to your family, give guidance to those who need help. And as I've stated, if you need to do a consultation session with me, please text me at 347-496-1022. If you're outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. If you're outside of the United States, I repeat, use WhatsApp. But if you're inside of the United States, guess what? You can contact me if you're inside of the United States. And don't be afraid to do so. Remember, I'm not here to tell you when you're going to die. I'm not here to destroy your relationship with your God or religion or way of life. No, that is not what Numerovation is here to do. I don't know about anybody else, but I know I created Numerovation as a form of guiding to help people understand that the numbers that they are connected to can be of service to them. And like I said on this flyer, it can be a friendly reminder. It's not like you're going to have to look at your numbers every day and, oh my God, this number is this. Oh my God, this number. No, not necessarily. But I do ask people to consult the numbers and their interpretation. And there's many interpretations, and they all seem to follow the same thread, especially when it comes to guidance. Whether you're studying old numerologists from the Harish Johari, the Indian numerologist, whether you're studying Shiro or Kiro, whether you're studying Helen Hitchcock, whether you study Lloyd Strayhorn, whether you study any one of these great numerologists in history, in times, those particular times, and going way back to even the Kabbalah or the Abjad of the ancient Arabs, who happened to be people of color before they got mixed down, the ancient Jews that happened to be those Hebrews of color before they got mixed down to the Ashkenazi Jews and those type of things. But they all found a benefit to use them. So what I say in my book, page 12 of my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, and I say it in the second chapter of page 12, it says, in Numerovation, each number is alive, a living symbol of energy, vibration, and power that flows from and into eternity, carrying positive and negative characteristics and high and low frequencies. They can be used to motivate and guide our lives if we learn to activate them. Then I go on to say, there's an old saying, nothing in the present that has occurred in the past or that will occur in the future will ever be repeated in exactly the same way ever again. Now, that was a quote. It's an old saying, but it's an anonymous quote because I don't remember where it came from. But it doesn't lead to anybody in particular. But I believe it's an old astronumerologist or numerologist that said this. Then I go on to say on page 12, it says, in order to work efficiently with this law in mind, our ancient mystical ancestors and builders of civilization had to use numbers to be able to mimic nature successfully. This could only flourish through the intellectual and spiritual use of numbers. Think about it. And I want you to think very carefully, family. Think about it. Numbers have a spiritual use just like it has a physical use. And because we know that thoughts manifest things, our ancients had some very profound thoughts that was able to help them to manifest the great edifices and the great temples and the great sphinx and what they call the sphinx or the great schools of thought back in their time, to the point that we look at the pyramids, which stem out of Sudan and Ethiopia, but it seemed that Kemet or Egypt perfected it. We got to remember that it took mathematics, and that was a form of applied mathematics, just to keep it simple. So when you look at numbers like what you see on this flyer from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 or 10, but I usually start with 0 first. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because according to older studies of numbers, 0 is what we call the nothing energy, or there's nothing in something, there's the void, according to certain studies. And at certain periods of time, they did not want to acknowledge the zeros, but when 0 was acknowledged, we were able to build great things and do great mathematical things, even in the age that we're entering now, the age of what they call the Aquarian age, as is dubbed as the Aquarian age. The technological advancements would not have happened if the 0 wasn't used. Now, a lot of people would say 0 came from the Arabs, 0 came from India. Some would say that, many people say that 0 came from Kemet, because they understood the symbol of the circle, or the 0 exists, because that's what the 0 is, a symbol of the circle, and that all things manifest and came out of it. So once you start studying and recognizing the pattern, the recognizable patterns and sequences of what happened when the 0 manifested itself, especially for the computer age, then you said, So when you look at those binary codes of the 0100111001, you recognize that the 0 has its significance for a reason, and it's just wasn't nothing, because there's something in the nothing. So in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, and I'm not going to show myself, this is about learning. So I hope you have your paper and pen and taking notes. Or when you do get my book, go and study, research. Because like I said in my book, this is not the is all or be all. It is a tip of the iceberg information that has been downloaded to me, or through me, or uploaded through me, to share with the world as I get ready to make my own transition out of this realm. All of us will transition one day. So I just want to leave that legacy as I continue to develop, because my next numerology book is going to be the fourth one. That'll probably be the fourth and final one, but it won't come. It's coming within the next couple of years. But it's going to be a much thicker and much more information as far as numerovation and what I've taught over the years and what I've learned, and then what I've intuitively picked up. So if you go into my book, chapter 1 on page 12, chapter 1 is called Numerovation, motivation with the numbers, or motivation with numbers. A lot of people, and I've seen it in my own experience, in my own life, in my own family, a lot of people are lacking motivation. And a lot of people go in and out and up and down and to and fro with this motivational thing. And why I decided to do something like this, how to make your numbers a friendly reminder, because sometimes it takes a reminder to keep us on the path of what we're supposed to do and what we're supposed to be. And if people pay attention to the multitude of numbers that run through your chart, because in actuality, all the numbers that you see here until infinity runs through everybody. It runs through everyone, from the day we was conceived till the day we came out of our mother's womb, to the connection between our mom and our dad, and their mom and dad, and their mom and dad. And no matter how you what you've gone through with your mother and father, it was a mathematical thing that took place in the womb. Mathematical traveling that the sperm had to take to get to the ovum to burst through that covering that the ovum have. And you could Google all this up and see what happens. It's like if you check out the sperm, it's like a military thing. It's a military strategic move that the sperm does, where one attacks it, weakens the shell. Next one attacks it, give it another weakening, and then the third one comes in, boom, breaks it, and that's the one that gets in. The other ones that's weakened, they get dissolved and leave the body, leaves out the woman's system. But that one, that the military strategic move that they did, boom, once that the first one breaks the cell, at least weakens the shell. Next one weakens it again, a little bit more weakened. So the third one breaks through. Depending on how strong your sperm is, how weak your sperm is, it might be different. So, but this is all Googleable information. They actually study the stuff and do camera work and all that stuff. Hey, you got to hand it to them. They really wanted to study. So, getting back into my book, I say in order, like I said, in order to work efficiently with this law in mind, our ancient mystical ancestors and builders of civilization had to use numbers to be able to mimic nature successfully. This could only flourish through the intellectual and spiritual use of numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all the numbers they have in the chart. Other than that, it's just a combination of these numbers from 0 to 9. That's it. I don't care how far you go into 9,900,000,940,000. It's still the combination of all these numbers. Okay. One thing I do want to stress, pardon any technical difficulties. I am still in an area where the internet service is going in and out. So if you do see or experience any technical difficulties on this broadcast, please note that. So first, below in my book, I said below are simple symbolic meanings and journeys of the numbers in the study of numerology. I start off with 0. Why do I start off with 0? Because 0 is that void, that womb, that seed that all numbers came out of. I repeat, 0 is that void, that womb, that seed that all numbers came out of. And I say 0 is the seed or the womb. It symbolizes higher and infinite potential on a spiritual and physical level, both positive and negative, the symbol of extreme power, message, and manifestation. That is what I say about the number 0, or the symbol 0, because everything are symbols. And when 0 is connected to you in any way, and I'm not saying when you say you put, like a lot of people text me their birthday and put, like if they're born in the 5th month, they'll put 05. On the 6th day, 06. No, I'm talking about when 0 proceeds or follows, not proceeds, but follows the number, like 10, 20, 30, there lies the power. That's where the power is, not before it, but after. Now, it can be used in certain systems of application before it, just like 011, 011, 001111. The binary system, yes, it can be used that way, yes. But when it comes to doing the esoteric way of numbers, you have to either find it, you'll find 0 even in the challenges, when you do a challenges breakdown, when you subtracting certain numbers and it ends up on 0, that means something. But when 0 follows the 1, the 2, or the 3, it adds depth, or the 4, or the 5, or the 6, it adds depth. It adds what I said in the book, extreme power. It adds more messages. It adds extreme manifestation. That's why you find people born on the 10th, 20th, or the 30th of the month, they have extremities that follow them. I've mentioned this on numerous channels. I'm not going to mention any names right now, but if you Google certain people in the consciousness, certain people in entertainment that's born under the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th, thus, that's where you find a lot of the extremities throughout their lives: emotional extremity, physical extremities, spiritual extremities. And that's why in numerovation, my system of numerovation, in the system of numerovation, the number 10, 20, and 30 are master number potentials. I repeat that over and over again. Even in my first numerology book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, I speak about the 0 in an adept fashion. I even bring out the dictionary meaning and all that kind of stuff. But in the book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, I say in the system of numerovation, same chapter, chapter 1, the numbers 10, 20, and 30 are master potentials, master numbers potential, because 0 adds higher potential to the number it proceeds. Similar to the double numbers known as master numbers: 11, 22, 33, 44, etc. So, and remember, I have recommended reading in the back of all my books, especially this particular new book. I have a lot of recommended reading for you to do extra studies, material, even websites that you can go to for you to do extra studies. And I want to be very clear on that. It's very important that we study, because the more you study it, whether you're going to Google it, whether you're going to buy books or ebooks or Kindle, more you study it, the more it becomes yours, and the more you can use again and make your numbers a friendly reminder and guide to your best self. So going to, let's say, people born on the 1st of the month, the 10th of the month, the 19th or the 20th, the 19th or the 28th of the month. That all of it basically adds up to that number 1. If you add all those numbers, like they say, the 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10, 10 plus 1 plus 0 equals 1. We're going to the basic single digit numbers. So I might not go through all of what I just did with the number 1, but 1 in my book, it says 1 is the initial energy to emerge out of the 0 vibration. It symbolizes leadership, trailblazer, original, straight to the point. And its negative, to a certain extent, is the one person has to avoid procrastination and indecisiveness at all costs. So it's good to hear the words leadership. Why I'm saying this? Because this particular broadcast is how to make numbers a friendly reminder and a guide to your best self. So, okay, wherever 1 shows up in your chart, especially in your birth chart or in your name chart, and some might call it this, might label it that. In this book, I don't focus on labels. I focus on the patterns and the sequences that keep on showing up in the numbers. So if 1 keeps on showing up, and it's a lot of 1s that show up in your name or shows up in your birthday, whether it's your life path or the year you're born or the month you're born or whatever, that trailblazing leadership energy, that original energy, and being straight to the point is always there, and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. And how you use it? Then you study. If you want it to be a helpful reminder, a lot of people don't even know what it means to be a leader. What level of leadership, and leadership comes in multiple levels. A lot of people don't know what it means to be a trailblazer, or being original, or being straight to the point, and what level it is, because there are multiple levels. So I ask people to study. I give people homework in this particular book also. I think there's 2 or 3 homework assignments for you to gain more knowledge and wisdom for yourself on your own research I put in the book. So it's important that you do the homework that's even assigned in this particular book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, because it will help you to stabilize your mind on what you need to do and how you need to do things for yourself, because it has helped me. It has helped people like Lloyd. It has helped people that we've helped as far as doing consultations and advising people. It has helped numerous of people, from entertainers, from rich, whether you're doing numerology or astrology, whatever. These things are helping, guiding modalities for you to become a better and wiser self. So again, if you have the number 1 in your charts, look at the basic meaning or interpretation, whether you Google it up or whether you get it out of my book, the basic leadership. Study what leadership is. Study the word trailblazer, what that is. Study the word original and what that is. There's more, of course, added to it when you go in other books. And you go, even in my other book, I'd still go and touch that too. There's more to it. However, if you study each and every word and make it your own, then is when you make the numbers a friendly reminder and guide. Just like when you see this, let me show you something. Why I do this. Why did I put this number on my Cash App? Why is that number on the Cash App? Because 3158 are my reminders. So every time I look at my Cash App or I send it to anyone, the 3 is one of the numbers that would be called a pinnacle, or in another system of numerology, like cosmic numerology, it will be called an achievement number. And in my system of numerology, I call it an alignment and achievement number. So the 3, being that it's an alignment or achievement number, or one of my pinnacle numbers, the 3 states, due to its interpretation, it tells me to still maintain my creativity, be optimistic in what I do, be willing to express myself and expand and be expansive. So that 3, every time I see it, it reminds me on a positive what to do. And it reminds me of what not to do, because 3 has its negative of being scandalous, scattered, reckless, and a gossiper. So it reminds me not to do the negative. So, and 1 being I'm born in the day 1, that I'm born on the 1st, it reminds me of the leadership quality. Then the 5 reminds me of the need to be able to adapt, be a traveler, be carefree, love my freedom. And the 8 reflects the money, prosperity, wealth, that old soul connection. So going back to, we just did number 1, let's do the 2. So people born on, let's say, the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month, all have this 2 vibration. But note, like I said, 11 is a master number. 20 is a master number potential. So again, those that are born under those numbers, 20 and 29, or the 11, has a little bit more to look forward to as far as advancing to other levels. However, because it is a lower octave of all those other numbers, you still have to pay attention to it. So as I say in my book, I said number 2. 2 is the dual energy coming from the 1 vibration. It symbolized companionship, sensitivity, and intuition. And I go on to say, avoid second guessing, being in balance, and holding on to hateful thoughts. I kept it simple. Like I said, that's why I said below are simple symbolic meanings and journeys of the numbers in the study of numerology. So again, those that are born under the two energy, your superpower, so to speak, are learning how to work with people, being a companion on whatever level, whether it's business, whether it's relationship, learning how to be that. That's very important for those that are born on the number two. Number two energy is a very significant two because that's also the sensitivity, very intuitive. So paying attention to your gut feelings is also very important as a number two, paying attention to your intuition. Your intuition ain't never lie. If your spidey senses are tingling, this person is not right for you or whatever, whether male or female, don't go against it, go with it. Sometimes you get relieved of a lot of issues and problems if you learn to go with your intuition and avoid second guessing yourself, avoid being imbalanced, avoid hateful. Because usually, if you get into a relationship and it doesn't work out because you knew in your spirit that it wasn't going to work out, you can develop a hateful thought pattern towards that person. And in turn, you're not really hating that person, you're hating yourself because you made that decision and you knew you wasn't supposed to deal with that woman, or you knew you wasn't supposed to deal with that man, or you knew you wasn't supposed to do that situation or take that position or whatever. Once you went against your divine GPS, that God given personal system, that God potential system, GPS to me is God potential system, that God personal system or that God potential system. Once you went against that, that's when you mess up. But going to the number three now. Let's go to number three, because in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, I say three is the expressive trinity that came from the two vibration. It symbolized optimism, expression, creativity, and expansive nature. One thing the number threes have to do, and that's what people born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, and the 30th of the month. One thing threes have to avoid is being scattered, like I said earlier, being caught up in scandals, being reckless, and gossiping. Very important that y'all do that. And if you want the benefits of the higher vibration of the optimism and the expression and the creativity, then you need to study what each one of these words means. If you want to be able to expand and be your greater self, you need to study and research what they mean for you and how to use them as, like I said, as a friendly reminder, because that is what they are. They are friendly reminders of guidance for you if you decide to use them appropriately and study them. I'm never going to tell you this is going to be easy, family. This is not an easy task, being your greatest self. Some have came and have known it intuitively, have done it effortlessly, and became who they became. The Michael Jacksons, the Oprah Winfreys, they was researching other things. I know that for a fact because with Oprah, I know she's had Lloyd Strayhorn on her show. So when you have these type of things or these type of people on your show, and the various other readers or consultants that she's had on her show, and various other people like Katie Couric, all of them know these different things work. That's why in history, a lot of great kings and queens and, even Hitler consulted astrologers and numerologists. They had to, because they understood that these particular modalities had a universal truth to them, a universal guidance position and system to them. That sometimes, although no war was ever fought in the name of Aries or Taurus or the name of Aquarius or 1 or 2 or 3, they did study the cycles of which people are in or which the world is in and use them to their benefit. That's why they had people like them on their advisory team or their consultation team. President might have over 300 councils or advisors. Know and believe that, yes, astrologers, astronomers, and numerologists, all of them are on it, because I have books with numerologists that used to work for these places. They just got them in different divisions, different places. They might not be right there in the cabinet, but they know who to hit up when it's time, and to at least keep them in order and keep them in the right cycle of time. Because numbers don't lie, especially natural numbers. And being that numbers are applied mathematics, they can be applied on any level, whether it's spiritual, physical, mental, in mathematics, geometry, algebra, whatever, moving forward. So once again, threes, that trinity of expression, optimism, creativity, and expanding beyond your belief, as long as you avoid doing the reckless foolishness. Number 4s, people born on the 4th, the 13th, 22nd, and the 31st of the month. Number 4 is the groundwork that manifested from the 3 vibration. That's what I say in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. It symbolizes structure, building, practicality, and foundation layer. 4 is also a number of loyalty, because they like firm foundations laid, especially in all facets of their life, relationships and all of that. They need that. But on the other hand, 4s have to avoid depression, mental instability, and being undisciplined. And this particular book is definitely livocated to the number 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3. And some people might say, why 8, 5, and 3? You've always said that 4 and 7 are the, well, 8 is known as a loner's number. And in their negative patterns, they can lead to depression, because remember, 8 is also a multitude of 4 also. It can lead to depression. And each one of these numbers can lead to some form of depression. But in the studies but in my studies and the patterns that I've seen, not just with studying books, but in studying patterns and repeatable patterns in my own family and sequences in my own family, I've seen the 4 and 7 pop up numerous times. And studying even people's suicide and all that, I've seen that 7 and 4 pop up even strongly. So the negative of that number 4 is, or the lower frequency of the number 4 is, avoid depression and mental instability and being undisciplined with your thoughts, being undisciplined with your body, with yourself, your spirituality. That's why if it is a mental number, if it's connected to a lot of mental stuff, then you need to protect your mentality at all costs. Those born on the 4th, 13th, 22, or 30th of the month. People born on the 5, the number 5 is the expansion outwardly from the 4 energy. It symbolizes freedom, lover of life, traveler, adaptable, and carefree. So all the words that I put down, or the interpretation that I put down, if you study each and every word and use them for your benefit to make them that friendly reminder and that guide to your better self, these things can help you take you to that next level moving forward. But remember, all these numbers move through your charts. Just like some astrologers will say, all the signs go through your charts. Thus, numbers move through your chart daily, weekly, monthly, seconds. They move through your charts. But the primary ones that are connected to you is connected to your birthday and your name. Because, as we've said before, in the systems of numbers or numerology or the study of numbers, which is numerology, that particular study is the only study that can transpose or translate letters into numbers, especially in what Pythagorean received and brought back to his people, the 1 through 9 concept, and then the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is the correlation with the numbers from that Pythagorean system of what his society held after he taught them. And when he transitioned, they start to build on it if you study that history. But remember, he did get it from somewhere. And because the Chaldean system is much older, then you have to pay attention to those systems of the Chaldeans, or what was done in Kemet or Egypt, or what was done in India. And because it is said that he studied in these places and then brought it back. He went away for 22 years. That number 22 is a master number. So he did what he had to do for 22 years, came back to his respected country and taught. Whether they was with him or not, or against him, it is what it is. So with that number 5, your freedom to be and expand and grow and being adaptable is going to be very necessary for those born under the number 5, 14th, or 23rd of the month. All of them have to pay attention. Even the doubling numbers, you have to pay attention to the doubling numbers. So even if you're born on the 14th, pay attention to the 1 and 4, which I cover in this book also, Numerovation for Mental Stability. I cover that in that book. So that's why, I definitely suggest you get my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Going to the number 6, and those born on the 6th of the month, 15th of the month, and the 24th of the month. 6 is the harmonizing union that came from the 5 vibration. It symbolizes family, nurturing, counseling, forgiveness, and healer. Nurturing, counseling, forgiveness, and healer, and family. That is what the number 6 represents, or what the 6 symbolizes in the interpretation of numbers. Basic. This is just basic because there's more. There's more. And you can go to any of the books that I refer to in the back of any of my books if you want to study more or take it on. But I want to keep it simple so those that are born under each and every one of these numbers, they can at least use the 1 word or the 2 words or the 3 words that I put down and study them and apply them to their life. 6s are the family, nurturing, counseling, forgiveness, very important, and the healer, because there's something about that 6 energy, that grounded, feminine earth number, that gives that family that balance, gives that family that nurturing ability, that counseling, that forgiving energy, and that healing. I always implore 6 to always stay on that high level of healing and forgiveness. Don't avoid the negative or the lower frequency, which is being hard-headed, imbalance, and living above your means. That's another thing that 6s like to do. Sometimes people call the 6 high maintenance. They call them the high maintenance women. And even people connected to the 6, whether they born with a name connected to the 6, whether they're born under the signs or the zodiac that's connected to the 6, which we're not going to get into that right now. I'm just covering certain things. And just my first chapter, this is just my first chapter I'm talking about. And the first chapter is called Phase. Phase 1 of my book is Numerovation, motivation with numbers. So, and 6s need to avoid that hard-headedness and being in balance, learning to understand their family, no matter what they've done to them, what kind of pain or hurt from family, they are the nurturers. They are there to nurture the healing, nurture the forgiveness. I know it could hurt. I know molestation hurts. I know being abused hurt. But in order for six to shine at their wisest and highest level, they got to forgive. They got to heal. They got to be a nurturing factor so they can help to break the cycles moving forward. Don't be hard headed. Don't be against your nurturing and your counseling, your forgiving and your healing. Don't be against your family, no matter if they even if they sold you for adoption or got rid of you for adoption. Don't hurt. Don't heal. Maintain healing. Like I said, six runs through your chart, whether it runs through you on a personal month basis, whether it runs through you on a monthly, a personal day basis, whether it runs through you on a yearly, personal year basis. You became 6 years old at one point. You was 15 at another point. You was 24 at another point. Sometimes you're going to be at 33. These sixes run through your life, and sixes have to pay attention to that. Going to people that are born under the 7th, 16th, or the 25th of the month. And remember, the double numbers, or what we call compound numbers, are also significant, but we're not going to deal with that. But it's in my book also. It's in all my books. But in the Numerovation for mental stability, yeah, I am happy that I was able to write and complete this book. Thanks to the studying of all of you. This book here is also talks about it. And of course, this one talks about the health factor of each number from zero. Actually, I start from 0 all the way to 31. Now, I know there's no one born under 0, but I had to talk about the 0 because I've noticed in certain numerology books that they keep on running from the 0. Nah, man, I'm going to run to the 0. Let me run to it. So I ain't running from it. I run to it. And once again, those who want to do my classes, I do suggest you email me or hit me up via my website or whatever. But definitely email me. And an email is on this for the course, numerovator@gmail.com, thenumerovator@gmail.com. Or the other email that I gave you, you can actually do that too. You can actually use that also. And if, let me see, what's the email that I gave you first? I gave you, let me see, let me scroll down. I gave you this email right here. You can also hit me up at this email right here if you want. I am King Simon at Gmail. That is easier for you. Please, I am King Simon. That's easier for you. Please use that. And I'll let you know when I'm going to do the online course. I'll probably be pre-recording it, and it will definitely cost because I like to go in and I usually have chalkboard or, whiteboard, and I'm writing and I'm doing what I have to do to make it happen so it can be educational for all of us, because I am always learning. I don't stop. I'm forever a student master, forever a student master. So let's go into 7. Number 7 is the meditation of divine perfection that came from the 6th vibration. It symbolizes research, deep thinking, spirituality, introspection, and analysis. Again, the number 7, people born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of any month. 7, the meditation is the meditation of divine perfection that came from the 6th vibration. It symbolizes researching, deep thinker, spirituality, introspection, and analysis. Avoid worry, depression, and suppressed feelings. Now, 7, some people in certain circles call it the God energy. And that's the 7th day is when God rested, so to speak. And seven, because of that, uh, those terms that was given to it by religion, they've always called it the God number, seven. And in the studies of numerology, you'll find people born under those numbers are always deep thinkers or the researchers. So when you say something to them, they're thinking about it. I don't care if they're a child. Once a child gets to know themselves from the age of whatever age they get it, some get it early. If you say something to them, I noticed that with one of my children. One of my sons born on the 7th. When you say something, they hold it in and they think and they run scenarios through their heads. And you want to maintain positive thinking when it deals with the 7 because 7 hold on to things so deeply. That's why it's also known as one of the mental numbers. They got to be very careful of what they put in their mind and what they allow in their heads, from music to speeches to what people say to them and all that. They need to go deep within and research the higher frequency and vibration of themselves and who they are. And their intuition is strong, paying attention to their spiritual intuition and using it for the betterment for themselves. You'll find them being in an introspective mode a lot. They really analyzing themselves. They're really looking at themselves. They're really checking out and analyzing people. So if you find them to be very quiet at certain times of their life, know and believe that they're studying people, scenarios, and their self, and they can be very sensitive. People like Will Smith is born under 25. People like the late, great Sir Sean Connery was born on the 25th. And people like Prince was born on the 7th. People like Allen Iverson was born on the 7th. And I mentioned various people in my book also like that. I give noted people born under these particular numbers. I mentioned them in this new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Now, again, 7, avoid worrying, avoid depression, and suppressing your feelings. I know, especially with 7s and 4s, they got to really trust you in order to tell you. If they don't trust you, they won't talk to you about it. They keep it to themselves. And those negative things or lower frequency things that you keep to yourself can harbor and harbor until you have an outburst. So you have to protect yourself, protect your mind. Like I say in most of my sessions with people, in my consultation sessions, I tell you, your 7s, no matter where it show up, whether it's your life path, whether it's your alignment number, whether it's your achievement number, whether it's your destiny number, whether it's your soul urge, whatever label that it shows up on your chart, 7s have to release and not hold it at the end of the day. And again, to avoid worry, depression, and suppressed feelings. If you can't talk it out, write it out. 7 is one of those writer's numbers. Going to the number 8. In my book, in Numerovation for Mental Stability, I say number 8 is the ancestral manifestation that came from the 7 vibration. It symbolizes material wealth, prosperity, old soul ways, and practicality, like the number 4. Avoid lonely thoughts, number 8. Being overly materialistic and being undisciplined. Think about it, number 8. Sometimes 8s and 4s are misunderstood, and they seem to be multiples of each other. So 8 and 4s can be very misunderstood. And remember that although you can be alone, although you can feel lonely, don't mean that you're alone. You have ancestral connections around you, and every one of us do. It's just that 8 is that symbol of 2 zeros on top of each other. And some might call it a symbol of infinity when it's on the side, but the 2 zeros reflect something. It's a symbol. And 0, because it adds those high potentials, that high potential in anything they do, it's also spiritual as well as physical. That's why 8 has to find balance, has to learn to find balance within themselves and with every facet of their life. That's what the 8, and they got to avoid being lonely and being overly materialistic and being undisciplined. That's why 8s are good at philanthropy, doing philanthropy, philanthropic work. It's very important that the 8s do that. 8, a very powerful number. And like I said, all these numbers go through your cycle. Sometimes you're in an 8-year cycle, an 8-month cycle where you need to pay attention to your ancestral connection. And it's way to balance you out in connection with the physical and spiritual world so you can make the finance and do the financial thing, but realizing that finance is also spiritual also. Spiritual finance, understanding the energy of finance, why money is called currency. So people born under that number 8, in any part of it that it comes into your life, it's a reminder to say, learn finance, learn money, keep your connection to the divinity of both the spiritual and the physical world, and how to use it in every part of your life. That is the number 8. Number 9, those born, and 8 is those people that's born on the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th of any month. I missed that. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. But 8 is those also born on the 8th of the month, the 17th of the month, and the 26th of the month. Number 9 is the inspiration and achievement of all the previous numbers that came before it. Because 9 is the highest number out of 0 before it starts to repeat itself to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, so on and so forth. Before it starts to repeat, 9 is the inspiration and the achievement of all of the previous numbers that came before it. So 9 is the reflection of all the numbers before it. And 0 is that reflection also in another way. Because in certain systems, you could add 9 plus 9 equals 18. That brings back 9. 9 plus 1 equals 10, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it brings back that reflection. And 0 does that to a certain degree also, especially, but 0 is just the epitome of all numbers, where they all come from to be who or what it is. That's what the 0 represents. But 9 is that next level, another level of numbers that reflects even in multiplication. So anything you put towards a 9, it reflects what you give it. It reflects, especially in adding and subtracting. Just like when you do 9 times 9 equals 81, which 1 plus 8 or 8 plus 1 equals 9. 9 times 100 equals, is it 9 times 100 equals 900. Again, it bringing back that reflective energy. But when you keep it on the simple level, 9 times 5 equals 45, bringing back the 9. Again, reflecting itself, bringing it back. But when you do it in addition, when you do 9 plus 5 equals 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5, and so on and so forth. You got to pay attention, especially when you're dealing with multiplication and you're dealing with addition. So multiplication is called exaggerated addition. You know what I'm saying? In certain circles. So 9 symbolizes universal love, higher thoughts, compassion, and awareness. Again, 9 symbolizes universal thoughts, universal love, higher thoughts, compassion, and awareness. One thing about 9 is they have to avoid confrontation, overindulgence, and explosive tempers. They have to overcome that. You know, I recently had a conversation with a 9 person. And one thing about 9s, when things don't go their way, sometimes they can be very over the top. with their explosiveness. If things don't go their way or they feel that you're coming at them in certain ways, they'll start to turn up their voice. They'll start to get louder. And nine can be very grudgeful people too if they don't learn to curb that, when in actuality the nine is supposed to be the universal love, higher thoughts, compassion, and aware, but it's also the universal healer. Anything dealing with the universal anything on a higher level, nines need to deal with that and stay on that higher level where I, dealing with that person, because I am such a straightforward, direct person and I want things knocked out right away. That person decide to turn up and I'm calm, but I will turn up with you. I got no problems turning up with you, you know? So we, in that conversation, decided to part ways as far as doing any other type of business. And I understand, I have all the love for the sister, but I understand that this wasn't supposed to be at this time. I'm still considered a lone soldier, a lone ranger, like the number one that I am. Where, nine want to bring about the unity, I got it. But they got to realize that they can't control everything. Sometimes you can't control what is not controllable. And sometimes I got to recognize empathy from my one station, being empathetic to people. And I had to learn that, you know. And it's funny that it was a number 11 person that brought that understanding to me back in the day, a couple of years ago, that I had to realize about or study the word empathy. And that's what helped me to become more empathetic. I've always been an empath, but when it comes to being empathetic of other people things, one's in their own, the number one energy can, make you driven to your negative portion of your ego. So, and it's funny that after nine, I'm going into the number 11. And like I said, a person born under 11th was the one that kind of showed me the way about empathy. So I had to go and research the word and then incorporate that into my life. So everything that was said from 0 to 9 that comes up in your charts in any capacity, you study the words that's in my book or any other, whether you Google or not, and you incorporate it into your life. That's how it becomes that friendly reminder. That's how it'll help you guide you to your better self, your best self. You understand? So going to the master number 11, the master number 11 in my book, it says, is the doorway to higher inspiration or mastery. It symbolizes vision, sensitivity, psychic ability, receptivity. So it's a number. 11 is a number of vision, sensitivity, psychic ability, and receptivity. Paying attention to being receptive to certain things, having a vision for what you want to do and how you want to do things. Because 7 and 11 are like what we call the visionary numbers, especially from a spiritual perspective, so you can manifest the greater potential that you have. So 11 in its highest form is that type of number that needs to pay attention to all of that, because even in certain forms of numerology, it is a fame number. It's a fame and fortune number that people would say it is, because of its higher level of vision and what they see. And sometimes they see things that other people don't see. But it's a sensitive number and it's a psychic number. And it is, like I said in my book, something of reception. But 11s have to avoid trickery and deception from others and stay away from deceiving others themselves. Stay in tune with the higher self. See, 11, because of certain, because of the doubling of the number and its power, the 11 has to realize that some people around them are not for them. 11s have to realize that some people around them is not for them. That's why it's encouraged that they pay attention to their intuition and their abilities, their psychic ability, because they're damn near psychic when they put their mind to it and when they really get into it, because they pick up on every little thing. So 11 is that doorway And the doorway, you could go in or out of it. It's totally up to you. But understanding these different words, the vision, the sensitivity, the psychic abilities, being receptive, if you understand it and use it as a friendly reminder, you can, offset a lot of the madness and sidestep a lot of the drama of people, unless that's the lesson you had to learn. Going to master number 22. And people born under these master numbers and master number potentials, they go through a lot in their life because some of them don't understand their mastery. It's like and I say this in a lot of sessions. With great power comes great responsibility. But if you don't understand your power, you won't understand the responsibility that you have. So 11, 22, 10, 20, and 30, they have a lot of power. And yes, every number has its power. But when you add the doubling of numbers, there's an extra power. So from 10 on, the doubling of the numbers add potential. That's why the tripling of numbers are sometimes called angel numbers, or the four numbers are called angel numbers, where it's 1 1 1 1 or 2 2 2 2 or 11 11 11, 2 3 3. All that those are because it's adding more potential to it behind the number. So going to the number 22, 22 is the practical and sensitive higher achiever. It symbolizes the master builder, inspiration, spiritual growth that needs to be applied on multiple levels. So I know many master number people in my life, from the reggae world, which I mentioned in my first book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. I mentioned, Beanie Man, the reggae artist. I mentioned Shaggy, both of them born under the 22nd. I mentioned Sam Cooke in this book also, who's also born on the 22nd. I mentioned Minister Farrakhan, born on the 11th of the month. I believe I mentioned Elephant Man, who's also born on the 11th. And I believe I mentioned, but I give noted people definitely in this book, more noted people in this book I talk about, and its correlation and connection to them as far as numbers are concerned. So one thing about 22, people born under the master number, master builder number, it is a number, like I said, of spiritual growth that need to be applied on multiple levels, but they have to also avoid jealousy and be mindful of secret enemies and miscommunication. They have to avoid these things. See, what I'm offering here is just something to be a basic guidance, so you and those around you may need to understand those type of things, so it can help you be a better person in what you want to do and how you want to do things. So I'm very, very happy that this system chose me. It didn't, because it was in my meditation that I came up with Numerovation. You hear Numerovation, you might hear Numerovation if you Google it up. That's what you might see. But Numerovation, if you Google it up, it goes straight to me, because I put the best of two worlds. Like Lloyd did with astronumerology, I did with Numerovation, with numero and motivation together, using the numbers to motivate you. But it's not just listening to a motivational speaker and all that kind of stuff, which I can do. I can actually teach this and do DVDs and do recordings with the motivational music behind it and all that, which I will put out. But I want it also for people to internalize the different meanings and interpretations that they might study and research, whether it's online through Google or whether it's reading my book on Kindle, whatever. Internalize it and really apply it, because I want people to really wholeheartedly become better. I am a humanitarian. I'm born on the Aquarian energy. So I want that to happen. So even if you're born on the 11 or the 22, or from 0 all the way to 9, all the way to 11, 22, and all these other numbers, it's about application. That's why I say at the bottom of this, particular flyer that you see on Brother Richard's show and when I advertise with people. The study of numbers or numerology is applied mathematics. Learn how to apply your numbers and they will guide you. So, family, that was it. I did all of the numbers. And like I said, people born under that 22, be mindful of secret enemies and miscommunication. Be mindful of being a secret enemy to other people or being jealous of others also, and willfully miscommunicating with others. And then I say on the bottom of it, I said, note, the system of numerovation, the numbers, in the system of numerovation, the numbers 10, 20, and 30 are master number potentials because 0 adds higher potential to the numbers it proceeds. Similar to the double numbers known as master numbers 11, 22, 33, 44. For more information on master numbers and master number potentials, please refer to the recommended reading materials, info, and websites provided towards the end of this book. My family, and the numerovation reminder is numbers have an esoteric and symbolic journey. If we observe and use them with proper intentions, they can serve and guide us well. Quote unquote, that's I provide numerovation reminders in the book, at particular parts of the book. And this one said it right after what we just went through. But my family, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me for this hour and 36 minutes of what I call how to make your numbers a friendly reminder and guide to your best self. I know it wasn't the high, strong King Simon that you're so used to, but I want people to get it. I want people to take the time and get it because it means a lot to me, and it will mean a lot to you if you use it to your benefits and use it to your family. This can be used for children. You can guide your children. These books that I put out, you can guide your own babies, map out their potential, their high and low potential, because in my system of numerovation, I speak about in the book too. I speak about it in the book. I speak about the 4 paths you can take. There may be more, but as far as my studies, the 4 paths you can take is the constructive is one path. The obstructive is another path. The destructive is another path, or you can be complacent. That's another path. And I give the meaning of each one of those words in the new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. So I'm proud of the growth. I'm proud of the evolution. I am proud of the continual evolution that I am going upon as far as focusing on this brand or this legacy or this enterprise of numerovation for mental stability. And I hope to guide other people to become numerovators. It's evolving. We're not just numerologists anymore. And you have to recognize that now, because numerology just means the study of numbers. It's time to motivate your family, motivate yourself, motivate others. And the more you work on you, the more you can help others. I hope that people that take my class will keep and continue the level or continue the movement of numerovation in the years to come, because it's about motivating and recognizing that these numbers are here to give you guidance. That's why I'm going to do this course. I'm going to pre-record it now. I was going to do it live, but I got to pre-record it because when you do it live, people are sending you messages and all that, and sometimes that interrupts your flow. And the books that you see will be the basis of my class. They more than likely will be uh, either 10 classes, I think it's 9 to 10 classes that I'm going to do, 45 minutes each. But it'll be well worth what you learn. And I'm going to go through it because I'm building the curriculum right now, and that you can go through it point for point. So, it might take a little time, but I definitely want to make it happen for 2021, since that is a 5-year cycle, and five definitely deals with expansion and growth and adaptability and a certain level of success, as long as we all are willing to be enterprising and willing to stress forth our mental capabilities and our physical capabilities. It's really, a 5 is really a great time. It's a very good power year if we use it right, universally. But it can be a very nerve-wracking year if we don't use it right. So pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Again, want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I want to shout out my sponsors again, and people that has chose to be on my platform as advertisers. Of course, this is my class. Make sure you take down all the information. I do ask everybody to go to Lloyd. He is one of my teachers, one of my guides, my judges, and take his class, because he gives the basic numerology, astronumerology class, basic, from a basic level. And go to his website if you want to get the discount. That's www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. Also, make sure you get the merchandise. You can purchase that on my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com/products. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. If you want to email me, you see the email right there on the top. If you want to do a session, if you're outside of the United States and you want to do it via WhatsApp, please contact me via WhatsApp. But you can also email me at iamkingsimon@gmail.com. iamkingsimon@gmail.com. Here, please, again, pardon any technical difficulties. Like I said, I am still in an area where the internet service is going in and out. I do believe my family did upgrade it. So hopefully if it went straight through, that's beautiful. I'm so happy if it went straight through. At least y'all get it. Those who want to order my book can pre-order the book. Boom, Numerovation for Mental Stability. The price is $40. You could do it via PayPal. That's paypal.me, the Numerovator. Please include your full name and mailing address in the PayPal note section. Please include the PayPal, the mailing address in the PayPal note section if you want the hard cover. This is the hard cover. Soft cover, you can go and order that now through Amazon. And it comes a little faster than coming through me. If you don't want, go through Amazon and put in Numerovation and King Simon, and it should come up. All right. Soft cover is as beautiful as this too. It's just that it's soft cover. The hardcover is glossy though. Hardcover is a beautiful gloss now. But it is what it is. All right. Here we have our brother, the copper child, Mike Ill. The copper child, Mike Ill. And his number is 212-256-1358 if you want to get those crowns, because he has some great crowns. Also, I might be bringing him on in January after his birthday. His birthday is December 14th. I might bring him in after his birthday to speak about how he plays the numbers, and he wins playing the numbers. He actually picks out numbers. He reminds me of the brother who wrote How to Win Games of Chance, Kenneth Dickerson, which is interesting because the name Kenneth Dickerson has a whole lot of fives in it. So, and he was born on the 6. But 6 and 5 and 8 can be very good money numbers, especially 6 and 8. But 5 can also track money quickly also. It's just what they do with it. Sometimes they like to waste it. They break things and all that kind of stuff. But this is my brother here. Make sure you get his crowns. You see us all wearing them. I love his crowns. I didn't bring any with me because I was traveling real light this time. Real estate, check out my sister, licensed real estate salesperson. Beautiful family member. Her name is Janelle Lewis, 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. And make sure you support me and Empress Aisha Moore on YouTube at King Simon Presents when we interview various people. I love to have her on when we're doing interviews. Because I need that balance of the feminine energy to interview. Okay. And her product is beautiful. Make sure you get her earrings. What an orgasmic experience. 1 million adornments. Support her, show her love. DM her at 1 million _adornments. And hey, get something, a present for your queen or a present for somebody else for the holidays, Kwanzaa, Christmas, whatever you're celebrating. Respect to you. If that's what you're into, beautiful. And if you need spiritual upliftment from this same sister, self-esteem consultation, or someone to speak with if you're going through stuff, Empress Aisha Moore. She's a number 2, so she's very compassionate, very healing. Her voice is very healing, very soothing. So make sure you hit her up at Empress Aisha Moore at Gmail and send a Cash App love to her at Empress Amore, and PayPal is Aisha McBride at Gmail. Okay? Show her that love and tell her that King Simon sent you. If you want to show me monetary love, please hit me up at Cash App, $ King Simon 3158. That's $ King Simon 3158. Or PayPal at paypal.me/King Simon. That's paypal.me/King Simon. If you want to deal with sisters or brothers, if you want to pay for natural gynecology for our sisters that may be going through it and want to go through alternative means of healing themselves, this is the sister to contact, pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. And to save 10%, this is going to last only through this month. This is the last month before we go into 2021. You can use this 10% coupon code KING2020. That's my coupon code, and you'll get 10% off. All right, save 10% with pedalwise.com. So you even have products for men, especially for viral products and herbs and all that kind of stuff, Chinese and African. So enough respect to her and what she's doing and how she's doing her thing. All right. And let me see, what else do I have to promote? Those who want to do a Numerovation session, if you live outside of the United States, repeat, if you live outside of the US of A, please text me via WhatsApp, 347-496-1022. But if you live in the United States, text me the regular way you text. All right. Then I'll send you all the information on how to set up a session with your brother, King Simon. Again, this book is available on Amazon and Kindle. This book is available on Amazon and Kindle. And this book is available on Amazon and Kindle. Please feel free to get these books. Use these books as guiding tools, and they will help you. They will help you. You have to do the work, and you have to be willing to do the work. Okay? And once again, content disclaimer: views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors, or myself on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and or its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. You just have to cover your backside. That's why I do these things. And before I leave, I want to send love and tribute to Dr. Delbert Blair. As you can see, the continuation of Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy. If you want to get his products, please go to his official website at www.themetacenter2.com. Tell him King Simon sent you. Tell him I sent you. Tell Brother Tony and whoever's handling the business, tell him I sent you. That's themetacenter2.com for books, ELF protectors, low frequency, extra low frequency protectors, products, and much more. I have 3 of his books. I believe it's 4 on his website. Haven't got the 4th one yet, but please get Dr. Blair's stuff. And I'm going to close out with his prayer, because his prayers is needed in this day and time. And the prayer says, please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my goals and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Let me say that again. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Love and honor to all those that are celebrating the holidays, or what they call holy days. Love and honor to all those that are fasting the month of Ramadan with the Nation of Islam. Respect to all those that are on their spiritual journey, and respect to you and all of your ancestors. I want to thank all of you from all of my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support in advance. Thank you for your greatness that I can see throughout your numbers. Thank you for your ancestors, and thank you for my ancestors. And remember, this has been King Simon's Numeroversity. How to make your numbers a friendly reminder and guide to your best self. Get the new book. It's worth it. Numerovation for Mental Stability. I have a disclaimer in there, and the disclaimer is, the author disclaims any liability caused by the direct or indirect use or misuse of the information in this book. The content is not meant to take the place of any form of accredited licensed medical professional or mental health practitioner, and it is not meant to replace the need for independent medical, financial, legal, or other professional advice or services, as may be required. The content and information in this book have been provided for educational and edutainment purposes only. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Love and respect to all of you. Your brother King Simon is continuing his journey. Peace. Take care.